everybody. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us this evening.
I'm just doing a quick little sharing it out there, Lou. So if you introduce us,
Okay.
I'll pop in and get ready.
No problem, lovely. So today, I'll have to apologise. I've had some work done on my teeth, so I'm looking a little bit crooked. I can't smile very well. So yeah, so apologies for the skewered look of me tonight. So yeah, tonight we're just gonna, do a little bit of an update of what's been going on in this past week. As many of you know, I think it was the week before we had the judicial review granted by the High Court. So we've been celebrating, we've been very excited about that. So, we've been doing a lot behind the scenes for the past week. We've been to a couple of really good meetings and yeah, we're really, really making progress with this. So yeah, we've got a lot to share with you tonight. So yeah, first of all, we will we'll talk about the meetings we had on Thursday, Kim, because we've got something really good in the pipeline, haven't we, coming up? And I think before I carry on, can I ask everyone to share this out, because the more people that share, obviously, the more people it will get to, and we are getting a little bit of a problem with shadow banning and that. So yeah, we would appreciate if you can share this out. Good event that is coming out. It is ticket. It's a free event, but we will need you to get tickets, and that is going to be on the 30th of June, and it is in Newport, the Neon nightclub in Newport, and we're really excited about this because it's a fantastic place. Our friends in the free libertarian groups are sorting this out for us, so we're really grateful for that. Mark and the boys down there, we're really grateful for what they're doing, and obviously Andy, who has the nightclub himself. So this is going to be, brilliant, a chance for you all to come, meet us, ask questions, and then we're going to be doing approximately, about a 2-hour presentation, which is literally going to arm you with all the information you need in order to, ask questions to teachers of your children's school, question what's going on, and just so people just need to be more and more aware of what these schools are bringing to your children or going to bring to your children. So yeah, we're really excited about this event, aren't we, Kim?
We are, yeah. This will be our first professional event. The place is absolutely huge. There's about 400 seats. So, like when this event goes live now, like Lucia said, it is ticketed, it is free. It's a Thursday night, so it's going to be a social event as well. And like Lucia said, it's going to be a 4-hour presentation, but it's not going to be intense. 4 hours, 2 hours. I mean, it's not going to be intense 2 hours. It's going to be a break. It's going to be similar to the presentation we put out the other day. That was just something we threw together quickly. But it's going to have a lot more detail in it. And we will give you some questions for you to put to the schools as well. This event is in Newport. We might be spending the night in Newport to really, get it going. So there's no rushing away. Like we said, there's 400 seats to fill. This is a real opportunity, to ask us questions. That's what we're there for. We're not scared of questions. We're not scared of debate. We're not scared to bring this to the forefront. This is what we want. We're not hiding from anyone. So to have this opportunity is fantastic. It will be, like I said, we'll have the presentation. It'll be live streamed. We are very, very, very lucky to get this opportunity. So if everybody could put that date in their diary, 6 p.m., the 30th of June, Neon Newport, and bring some family members. This is the chance to hopefully the whole team will be there. There'll be meet and greet on the door. Like I said, we'll have the break in the middle of the presentation.
And then everyone's welcome to stay then if they want to, sort of join us for perhaps a couple of drinks afterwards. Be really good to get to know everyone as well.
Yeah, the bar is open as well. There's a coffee bar. There's, it caters for everyone. like we are being given the venue for free. So if we could fill it, it's kind of giving back then to the people that's giving it to us. So if we could scratch each other's backs, use this opportunity. I know it's Newport, it's quite away for some people, but also, guys, it's very close to the train station. So it's not impossible, and it's actually probably more accessible than most places that we go anyway. So if you can get there, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, it's certainly something we're all looking forward to. So the tickets aren't out yet, but they will be in the next sort of couple of days. We'll be putting them on our website, and obviously we will be advertising it here that the tickets are available. So free event, you have to get a ticket because we just need to be aware of how many people are coming, just to make sure that, you know, we can cater for everyone and, you know, sort of get the seating out, etc. So yay, really good. That's one thing we're really looking forward to.
We are, yeah, that's it. We really are, we rise into the occasion, guys, and we've been doing this for our children. Nothing's going to stop us. Another good thing we had for the meeting last Thursday, which we've shared on the page, and a lot of people have been interested in it, is the letter from Kirsty Williams.
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I know. It's sorry, my face. I can't even control what my face is doing at the moment. I can't look at myself.
There are private jokes flying around behind the scenes. Obviously, we can't air those jokes on social media, but yeah, it's just a temporary thing. But yeah, guys, as you would have seen, there was a letter between Kirsty Williams and Janet Bryant, if I'm correct, dated November 2019. Yeah. And she openly admits in this letter, this is long before we came on the scene, mind.
It was,
we didn't even know we'd lost our parental opt-out at this point, right? I don't know why the discussion came about, but Kirsty said in there that this education, this sex education, RSE, is derived from an international framework.
There we go. She said it. She said that in 2000.
Every time we put that to her, she ignored it, point blank ignored it. She called us liars in her speeches in the Senate, repeatedly said, this is a Welsh education written by Welsh practitioners for the children of Wales. And anyone who thinks I'm being over dramatic right now, you can check out that speech yourself. It's on our YouTube channel, PCP Wales. Have a look. There's a little bit of commentary from myself on it, but you really do need to see that video to see for yourself how much I've downplayed and did Kirsty a favour in my impersonation there. But yeah,
I think she was going for an Oscars and that, wasn't she? She was
definitely I don't know what she was going for, to be honest with you. I think now, knowing what I know now, I think she was losing her mind and going for a straight jacket. She really was losing the plot at that point. And now we know why. You know, we've called her out on this and she denied it. When she responded to our petition, Lucia, she had to respond to what we'd written in our petition. Now, our petition was tampered with by the Welsh Government, and we have proof of that, right? So the clerks in the petitions committee tampered with that. They removed most of our links. They even replaced some links, and we had to have them taken out. So she responded to the mishmash of what was there, and her response to us saying this is global and it's not a Welsh education, her words were, that is wholly inaccurate and false. So we was under the impression that Kirsty, she's not very bright, let's be honest, right? So we was under the impression that she made a mistake. She was led up the garden path. She didn't really know what she was doing. So we were under the impression then that she left so quickly because she realized what she'd done, with the evidence we put to her. We just believed that she'd gotten to a point where she had to see it for herself. But now we know that wasn't the case. Now we know that she's known since day one this was never a Welsh education for the children of Wales. The document in question that they'd actually got on the Hub website now is the UNESCO 2018 document, goes from age 5 to 8. That document was done on 87 studies. A third were in third world countries, and just over 40 of those studies were done in the slums of America. Not one of those studies were done in Wales, not one, right? So we have been misled from day one. Also, you know, I was tweeting her those videos from Scotland saying, are we going to have the same as Scotland? Are we going to have the same as Scotland? Little did we know she'd been referencing Scotland before we had come on the scene. So how she can stand there and call us liars live to the whole of the world, because don't forget, now this was on plenary TV. Mm-hmm. So to the whole of the world, she stood there and lied to us about our children.
She lied to every single one of us, didn't she? Like everyone in Wales. Yeah. And that's exactly it. You know, we've all been we haven't been misled because we were ahead of the game. But
the thing is, Lucia, she's only lied to us, right? Essentially once, but she's lied to everyone else twice.
Yeah.
Because we brought the news to the forefront and she denied it. So she's lied to everyone else twice. She hasn't lied to us twice because we know the truth.
Yeah, exactly. And I wonder who this spokesperson is as well that keeps commenting saying that we're full of misinformation. This spokesperson is the nameless spokesperson. Obviously doesn't want to put their name to it.
Mr. Invisible.
What's that?
Mr. Invisible.
Still Mr. or Mrs. Invisible or Z, whatever they want to be called. So this invisible spokesperson keeps saying that our campaign is full of misinformation, but you know they've never really said what part is misinformation or never given examples. But the last time
now we can say, now we know 100% what part of our campaign is misinformation, and that's the contributions from the Welsh government.
Yeah.
Every contribution from the Welsh government from the day we started this has been the misinformation drowning our campaign.
Yeah.
Now we know there is no uncertainty anymore. Now we know.
Exactly.
And they knew. So they were right. We was a campaign of misinformation. Their misinformation.
Yeah.
They were the ones generating the misinformation, Lucia. They were the ones copy and pasting. They were the ones throwing the misinformation out into this country without a conscience.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is,
this woman now, her wages suddenly doubled.
How the hell has that happened?
She's on £130,000 a year now. And we've got to raise £100,000 to clean up her mess.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you know, if I win the lottery, I'm definitely going to be finding a way to pull her through the courts, because what she's got away with is disgusting. And the people are going to find out what she's got away with, because we are going to be showing people a little glimpse of the future, Lucia, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We've been busy.
Yeah.
Lucia's already conducted some interviews. We have got, as you know, guys, from day one, we got feet straight into the States. We brought Miriam Grossman to you. She did presentation for the sex education here as it was, and it wasn't great. Let's be honest. She opened our eyes to a lot of things on the way it was before, let alone what it's going to become. Now we've connected with people who are actually living this, and have been living it, and they've seen the impact of it. And this education has been brought in their name. So, guys, we are going to show you a little glimpse of the future now in the next week or two, and you're going to be absolutely horrified.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to understand why we've been so persistent. And you know what? I'm so glad we have, Lucia, because every single thing has come out. Every single piece has come out. I can't say it's come out because it was already there to begin with.
Yeah.
Even saying that we were lying about losing the parental opt-out, the letter was online. So these things had already been discussed. They had officially been addressed and published, and they were denied.
Yeah. Yeah, so exactly.
Hang on a minute now, right? You are your own boss, yeah? Right? But if you behaved in that way in your role, what would happen to you, Lucia? Now, you're your own boss. So you don't work for the country. You haven't got these huge responsibilities for us, right? You're your own person. What would be the repercussions for you if you behaved like on your role?
Well, I wouldn't have any clients. I'd have to close the business. You could not behave. You can't behave in that way. Like we're regulated as well, like every industry in this bloody country is regulated. But the ones that are not regulated seems to be the ones that really need to be regulated.
And it seems to be the government.
Yeah. And what I find as well is, it's happened in the past with, many of our governments where they haven't, where they've lied about things and they've said they're going to do something and they don't bother doing it. They don't live up to the expectation that they're putting out there. Happens all the time. But people just seem to forget, don't they?
Yeah,
they're like, they're angry at the time, and then they just let it go over their head. And, the next week they're supporting that government again. So it's almost like that. This is what's happening here. Like, surely people must be able to see that they've been lying about this all the time. Like parents were all of a sudden told, oh, we're going to lose our opt-out. We were telling them they're losing their opt-out. And then they were being told elsewhere that they weren't losing it. And then when they find out, oh shit, hang on, I am going to lose it. Like, why people should be more angry about this. Like, everybody should be angry.
Yeah, but this is it. So we tell them you're going to lose your opt-out, right? They wouldn't believe us. They wouldn't believe Wales Online, and they wouldn't believe the draft of the bill. Now it's happened. So if people ain't going to actually look at this stuff themselves anyway, we're not asking them to believe us. We're asking them to look.
Yeah.
This is not about believing people. You shouldn't be believing people around your children anyway. You shouldn't. No. You shouldn't be that trusting.
And it's really, really important that everybody, like when we do talk on these shows, or when you do see our posts, we really want people to research, because if you do look into it, if your headmistress says, no, they're lying, we're not teaching that, you're actually going to question the headmistress there, because you've seen it with your own eyes. It's no good just listening to a couple of us chatting on a chat show or seeing a couple of posts, because you're going to believe someone who you expect to know more. But the school teachers are not knowing. They don't know as much as us because they haven't been studying this.
Well, the teachers have been presented with information, okay? Cherry-picked information. We've investigated. There's a massive difference. So we've gone past the presentation. We're in the nooks and crannies. We are ripping the presentations apart, and we're like, this isn't what paper is written on. So there's a massive difference between being in a presentation, being presented with evidence, and investigating. Because when you've been presented with evidence, you're being sold something.
Yeah.
So there's a massive difference, isn't it?
It is.
And again, but even when you're sitting there in a presentation, you're being sold something. So why aren't you checking the reviews?
Yeah. Exactly. And making
people saying that's bad. Would you buy a car which has caught on fire?
No.
If you know that brand of cars are catching on fire, what makes you think yours is going to be any different? This education is setting children on fire in America. And when we bring the truth to you, you're going to be scared. You're going to be scared.
It's not just America, because people thought, oh, it's an American thing, it's not coming here. We've got it in Scotland already, so we've got proof. And it's been in England, and there has been dribs and drabs coming out that, where there's been complaints from parents in the mainstream media regarding English. But Scotland is rife. It's really, they've had this education now for 4 years. But why, the mainstream media don't tell you guys about it down in Wales? It's completely silent.
They're not telling about it in Scotland. When we started this campaign, don't forget, Rachel is Scottish, mind, right? Rachel's own family was calling her a liar.
Yeah.
It's not going on up here, they were saying. It's not going on up here. And it was. But that's it. So it's rife in Scotland. But in America, you're seeing the damage, the aftermath in America. And, it is something of horror stories there,
It really is. It's really bad. There's children there having their breast removed as young as 12. I did see a documentary earlier today. That's not on. That is really, really, at 12, you haven't even developed, there's never ever been a time or a situation where you would encourage or allow a child to have any kind of surgery for cosmetic purposes.
Let's just simplify this, right? There's a lot of people in this world with tattoos. A lot. How many of them regret their first tattoos? How many have cover-ups? How many of them lasered away? And people can argue, this is completely different. This is a condition. This is body dysmorphic, this, that, and the other. No, it is no different. It is no different because the brain is immature and it's developing. It needs supporting. It does not need messing with, And 9 times out of 10, we've all regretted something from our teens and our early 20s. We all have regrets, And we all have been in situations where we wish we could have turned back the clock. But that topic is going to be addressed properly in the right way over the next couple of weeks. Now, Lucia's already done some interviews. We're hoping for some crackers. Wow. The people that you would expect to be shouting for this education are the ones that are going nuts, insane, absolutely can't stand it. And those are the people that need a voice. Because these are the people you'd expect to be wanting it. Everyone's under attack. Everyone's under attack except for the well-funded lobbyists, So, but let's talk about what's been happening in Wales, though, because we have had some, like we said, these lessons are coming out now, and there has been some complaints, hasn't there?
There has, yeah. So, we've had people say, we've had schools and that saying, what are you talking about? The lesson content hasn't come out yet. So it's not en masse as of yet, but we've had little dribs and drabs, and we've heard a couple of people that have said some quite horrifying experiences really for the children.
Yeah, let's talk about the most empowering one. The most empowering one, consent. That lesson everyone's got to learn about. The one that the general population support as well. The ones that we've been telling them children should never learn about consent. Let's discuss that lesson with the 8-year-old, shall we?
Yeah.
So we've got a father now that's writing a little thing to go on our website. Cumbran, this says, an 8-year-old boy has had a lesson on consent. What did he learn? What he learned was he can show anyone his genitals as long as he wants to. We've told you this time and time again. This is going to happen. No. People think we're talking nonsense. It's empowering. They need to understand consent. You don't understand the concept of consent. Consent is problematic. Consent is a main element of grooming, exploitation. It is a new feature of the Sexual Offences Act 2003. Consent is problematic in the courts, right? Consent is problematic when you've got a young teenager that's fallen in love or thinking in love with a fully grown adult, 30, 40-year-old adult, and that goes for male or female. Yeah. Consent is the worst kind of thing you can teach a child, and I am very, very sorry an 8-year-old has come home from school thinking if he wants to, he can show people his genitals.
And can I just add to that as well, because we may get some people saying that's not what's being taught, the child may have interpreted it wrong. Right. If the child interprets it wrong, if that's what the child is coming away from, is that what the child is seeing and that's how they understand it, then it's wrong. If it's open to interpretation when it comes to sexual matters and children, when it's open to interpretation, it should not be there, full stop. So if you still think, no, it's fine, the teacher just maybe interpreted wrong or the child interpreted wrong, no. You can't have, because that child, if that child believed what the teacher was telling him, that child's in danger. You've actually exposed that child to abuse. Because
nothing should be open to interpretation around children.
Absolutely not.
So now we're on the subject of consent, and I'm really sorry, this is a trigger warning for what I'm about to do now, but I think this is the opportunity to do this, and I'm going to apologize to everyone, right, for what they're about to hear next, okay? But this is consent and good and bad secrets. I'm not going to show you the video. You do need to see this little girl's face, to be honest with you, because this is something the public doesn't experience, and they should. But I just want you to hear this, because this is their policies in practice. This is a video I actually sent to a former Minister of the Senedd, and I would have expected the police to be smashing my door down to find out where this child is, right? So I'm just going to play this to you guys. This is, now you've heard about consent, how consent can be misconceived, how a child can misinterpret it, how an adult can misinterpret it. But let's have a look at consent, and let's have a look at differentiate between a good and bad secret when in the hands of a predator, okay?
Now that's got both of us. So, you're wanting to continue with touching me, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Continue doing sexual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I like it.
You like it.
Because it feels good.
Because it feels good.
And it feels good, like it feels good to you.
It does feel good to me, although I become much more uncomfortable with the idea of doing it since you are 6 and I'm also your dad. And I'm wanting to have more people aware of this conversation, specific people who are able to handle this, because I want them to know that you're wanting to do it with me. And I've talked with 2 of my...
That is our problem with consent. Differentiate between good and bad secrets. Know what feels good. Listen to your body. That is our problem. This is why we can never allow those teachings in the classroom. And the fact that they're going on anyway and people think that it's empowering, this is why PCP was set up. Because PCP needed to change the way teachers are trained, right? Unless you know about perpetrators, unless you've actually studied in depth, right? You know, to understand the perpetrator, it's not one type of perpetrator. These children, right, are in the hands of lots of people, right? This education in the hands of lots of people. You've got no control. You've got no control over interpretation. You've got no control over lesson content. These children are in an environment which is conductive of abuse, okay? Abuse is always rife where children are. We haven't got the training. We haven't got the safeguarding procedures, right? This is open for interpretation at such a scale. I don't think, well, we know we're not going to come back from this because we know the kind of investments that's been made, Lucia, right? We understand the danger of it. But that is our problem with consent and differentiate between good and bad secrets, good and bad touch. That 6-year-old child believed that was a good thing. It felt nice for her and her dad. Do you honestly believe that child is going to go to school and say what she's doing is wrong? Do you honestly believe that child is going to say she doesn't want to take part in that? She wants to impress the person she loves.
Yeah.
This is the reality of the sex education, guys. So please do not tell me this safeguards, right? And I know that was a jump from lesson content then to actually in an in-home situation and environment. But this is where we go in. Groomers do exist in institutions on a massive, massive scale. And I'm sorry if that triggered anyone, but that is what we are dealing with. And that is what we are trying to prevent every single second of every single day.
Exactly. The thing is, you know, grown adults can get groomed by manipulators. It has been done. You know, I was manipulated in a friendship not really that long ago, about 5 years ago. So grown adults can be manipulated. So how are these people who are teaching and pushing this RSE, how do they not realize that children can be manipulated? Children cannot consent, full stop. You know, there's a law, 16 and over, law of age of consent for a reason. Some may say that's too young still for some for some people, because, you know, we all do develop differently, you know, at different ages. But the age 16, a child below that age, you know, bloody hell, adults should be staying well clear, giving inappropriate information. Why would we want to give all these children all this information at such a young age?
Well, this is and when you're being told that kids need to learn this stuff, kids need to learn nobody touches you no matter what.
Exactly.
You know, when they're teenagers, they need to learn the consequence of consent, because their situation differs. They can be in relationships which they feel are loving relationships. So that's why they need to understand the consequence of consent, to try and give them a way out, you know. But also, let's have a look at the children doing the condoms and the dildos in the school in Cumbrae, Lucia, because we're also told as well that kids are going to do it anyway, so they need to learn about it. Well, it's desensitizing. We've got children consenting from a very young age now. We've seen lesson content already about if they like to tickle and stroke, it might feel good. We've seen in the frameworks about things that feel good. Apparently, we are the ones that's twisting it. That's what abusers are going to do. But let's just play this little clip now from a classroom of Year 8 pupils. So these children were 12, just going on to 13, which is statutory rape age. The children did not want to take part in this lesson, but they were told they had to anyway. So one of them, knowing what's been going on with the campaigns and things like that, he pulled out his phone and he filmed it. So how do we do this? Share screen. Is it going to show me how to do it? I've lost myself now. Let's have a look here. I think it's what I want. Got it.
That's like a full-sized, massive dildo. That's just why would a child like need to be? Why are children of 12 being encouraged to put on condoms anyway? Some people think that that's fine because they're going to be coming of age now. No, you're actually telling every child of 12 it's now your time. I just can't get my head around it. 12. My God, when I was 12, I hadn't even kissed a boy, let alone.
Well, that was my son's school year. That wasn't my son's school, right? So obviously, I was thinking, shall I show him this or what? I thought, right, I'm in the living room. It's just us, yeah. So I said, come here, boy. I said, would you feel comfortable, I said, with this in school? Because you've got to ask the kids, right? Because they've got to do the lesson anyway.
Yeah.
He looked at the guy. He said, that's illegal. I said, I know. He said, you're not supposed to be having sex till you're 18. I said, actually, it's 16, boy. Is it? He said, well, maybe they should learn that at 15 then. But he knows that is illegal. He knows that that's non-contact sex abuse. You know, you're watching children put in condoms onto adult-sized dildos, and it's to prevent them from sex education. From having unwanted pregnancies.
It's insane. If a 12-year-old is having sex, then that's a concern. That's just a concern anyway.
It's rape, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's rape. There's no two ways about that. You know, they shouldn't be engaging in that activity, even if they've gone off to do it themselves at the age of 12. Where did it come from? You know, and obviously there's no point teaching them how to put on a condom at that age if we're not going to supply them at that size.
Yeah, exactly. And as you said,
we want to keep the children safe, but we're introducing adult issues and adult tools to do it.
Yeah. I know, you know, it's and I'm just going to touch on as well something that I've seen. It was a BBC article with regards to RSC, which was in Ireland, but it was in a Catholic school or one of the faith schools. I think it was a Catholic school. Now, this article was saying that the person in charge of because the schools do get to write their own RSC, isn't it? They get to write their own thing to begin with. It will get monitored though, which is what we're really worried about. So even if the school is a good thing, it's a good school and they've got good morals, it's going to get monitored by people who are going to say, hang on, there's not enough content in here. Well, anyway, this school had been criticised because it was a primary school now. There wasn't any information on contraceptives. And I think it was a bishop there. He said he didn't put that content in there because it's not age appropriate. Primary school, it's not age appropriate. I completely agree with him. And there wasn't enough information as well about same-sex relationships. And he had mentioned that some people have same-sex relationships. They're called gay, and the girls are called lesbians. But that's how he left it. He left it at that. But they weren't happy with that. There's criticisms because he's not giving enough content, and that's primary school. So that's what we're going to be expecting now. If your school is actually of a good moral standard and they don't put inappropriate stuff, primary school contraceptives, it shouldn't even be a thing because, they shouldn't even know what sex is at primary school.
We should be keeping our kids safe.
Exactly. Not encouraging them.
It's bad enough that we have to do that anyway. We have to sexually safeguard them from the pigs of our adults amongst us. Isn't that bad enough?
That is bad,
but we shouldn't be introducing this in the classroom. And you know what? We're doing it in the name of a minority, guys. It's Pride Month this month, is it? Do you know what? Nobody takes pride in this. They're using you. You're being used. You're being used. You're being used. Let's look at the figures here. Let's look at the facts. And they are saying this is all to be, an inclusive education, designed to safeguard, stop bullying. No. Okay? No. There are other ways to achieve that, not like this. This stops and it needs to stop. Guys, we all need to speak out about this now. Every single one of us. Too many people got a problem with it. We cannot allow this. It's our place to stand up and say no. Right?
Absolutely.
We cannot have this stuff in the classrooms, full stop. We can argue about it. We can debate about it all day long, but we'll keep coming back to the facts, and the fact says it's wrong. We need to protect our children. Yes, we're not doing it properly now as it is. So let's address that.
Yeah.
And let's scrap this stupid political ping pong that they are playing with our children, because the consequences for these kids is massive, life-changing. And when we show you what's going on in America, you're going to see that. Like Lucia said, it's rife in Scotland. Yes, this education is rife in Scotland. But what we have in America is the consequence.
Yeah, they've had it years.
You have to see the consequence, guys. We've been avoiding it all this way. It's bad.
Let's preserve, people have said, well, the morals of today, values of today are different to when we were younger. No, it needs to be pulled back. It really, really does need to be pulled back. We can't carry on like this, because otherwise, what is the next step from this? What, are people just going to start accepting paedophilia as a normal thing? What, you'd be happy with that? People who are saying, well, it's the way of the world. No, it really shouldn't be the way of the world. And we, the people, we, the adults, need to protect the future generations. Because if the children are going to be taught this in schools today, what are they going to grow up like? Their mindset, if they're taught, from age 0 to 7, a child just, whatever you tell them, they will believe. Their brains are like sponges. So if children are going to be taught, in Wales from 3 years old, and, it's going to bit by bit come in like that, by the time they're adults, they're going to be, we're going to have a generation of very messed up individuals.
And this, the children actually need to be with their mothers.
Yeah.
They're being forced into school younger and younger. Now we got children in full-time school from the age of 3 in Wales. Right?
Yeah.
We have 5 children were full-time in school from the age of 3 because I chose them to go to Welsh school, and that's just the way it was. They should be with their mothers for a lot longer than that, and the government know it. Like, they know it. That's why they're forcing them into school.
Yeah.
Right, Lou, shall we just, we're going to start going off on a tangent otherwise. So shall we just start wrapping it up now and fill people in on what's coming and everything else?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's do that. We have got, obviously we mentioned the event at the beginning of the live. So we're going to be having tickets out on our website. There's free tickets. It's at the Neon Nightclub in Newport. So we're going to be putting that on our website in the next couple of days. So look out for that.
We got 4 demos on our website now. We have. So we've got, we do the 3rd Saturday of every month in Cardiff. So we've got June's on there and July. So it's the 18th of June and the 23rd of July. But we've also got Llandudno then the week after. So that's the 4th Saturday of every month, just for the next 2 months to see how that goes. Same time, different place, guys. So those 4 events are on there. You can have a look at that. We'll send an email out shortly to advertise those. We've got lots of fundraising things being finalised behind the scenes. Lou and Odell's got some massive event.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Dell has got, it's a walk. I think it's a walk, cycle or hike, whatever you want to do. It's over the course of a 7-day period. You don't have to walk for 7 days. You can pick a day, pick a couple of days. It's from the 30th of July. And it's just the 7 days. So I think it's the 30th to the 6th, if I'm calculating that correctly. So that's going to be really good. That's a nationwide walk of Wales. So
come to Wales, everybody. Come to Wales.
Yeah.
Adele's got a group for that, Lucia, hasn't she?
He has. It's on Facebook. If anyone wants it, wants the link, let us know, and I'll send you the link for it. I think it's called Nationwide Welsh Walk or
something like that. And then it's nationwide, but it's definitely got fundraising in the title.
Yeah.
So look, we'll just have a look at Adele anyway. Adele Childs, have a look on her profile. She's got a pinned post. She's done a video and there's a group. So have a look what's going on there. Keep an eye on the situation. And you'll have Adele on anyway to discuss it in more detail, you know.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to do a live with Adele so she can, explain everything, because that's going to be amazing, really cool. We're excited about that. We've also got another event that Zoe Shan has arranged. It's a healing event. So if we've got any of our supporters here that, like a bit of healing, Indian head massage, Reiki, it's going to be a day of, peacefulness. We've actually got some really good, what are they called? Therapists, some fantastic therapists, and they're giving their time up for free because all the proceeds are going to be going to the fundraiser. So that is on the 26th of June. So that's really, that's actually coming up quite soon. And that's in Bryn Tirion Community Centre or Bryn Tirion Hall. So that's in Bridgend. So yeah, that's going to be really good. I'm certainly going to be having some healing myself.
Yeah, we'll have to add that to the website, Lou, so people can get a link for that then.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, at the moment there is a fundraiser link that you can pay for it, but yeah, we'll get that sorted on the website as well. So it's more accessible.
We've got some fantastic raffles. We've got some one-off pieces made as well. Copper wire art with crystals going through the middle of it. It's actually a Welsh dragon. So you'll never get another piece like this again. We've got the 4 to 6 person inflatable hot tub. So these raffle tickets are we're going to have different raffles because it's going to be going on all across the country, guys. They're £5 each. Books of 5, we can post them out to you. And depends how well they sell, will depend how many we have per month. So we got fantastic prizes. People are contributing. So don't think, they are down South Wales, I won't bother buying a ticket. Prizes are being posted all across the UK. Please all contribute. As soon as they come back, we can post those out and let you know. And Lucia, coffee hours.
Coffee hours, yes, of course. So we have got, I'm doing my coffee hour, Porthcawl, the Grind and Grow, which is at the High Tide car park. It's on the side, it's right on the beachfront there. If the weather's nice, If the weather's not nice, I will look out on the website and I'll change. But if the weather is nice, and I think it is going to be, that's where we'll be. 6 p.m. on Thursday, which is 2 days' time. So yeah, it'd be great if you can come. Like a lot of our discussions, there's been fundraiser events and that. We are getting quite excited. We are actually arranging a proper night out as well, like a themed night. So we do discuss a bit of that, but we're there for any questions, and I'll have leaflets there if anyone wants some leaflets to give out, etc. So that's going to be Grind and Grow, 6 p.m. Thursday. We also, on a Thursday, we have, is it
Sharon's coffee morning, 10 a.m. in the
Yeah.
Green Lounge in Campden, Cardiff.
Yeah. And where is Emma's? Is hers on Thursday this week?
I don't know. Emma does. I think I don't know if Emma does every week or every other week, but we can definitely get people updated on that.
Yeah, definitely. I've got it. Yeah.
Subscribe to our website, guys. It all goes out to our website, www.publicchildprotectionwales.org. Get everyone you can to subscribe on there. Yeah, Shah, you can give me a ring in a minute if you like, love, for looking at t-shirts. But get everyone onto our website, guys. Also, there's lots of evidence on our website of the to-in and fro-in with the government.
It's all there.
This is an opportunity, okay? This is an opportunity to change things. Like we said, we haven't got the training, we haven't got the safeguarding in this country. We can't see this as a kick in the teeth, because we know what's happening around the world. This is an opportunity. Opportunity. They've kept the best to last. Look how small our country is, right?
Yeah.
They've kept us to last. Look how quick we can get around the country. Even with petrol double the price. We can still get from north to south back in a day, east to west in a day. We can do this. And when we're on our feet, that's when we get the most we get the most back from those moments, Lou, don't we?
We do. Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Yeah. We are, we're optimistic in this. We feel I can't actually tell you how good I'm feeling about this, because there's no way, with the evidence that's there in the court case, the evidence we've got out here, the responses we've already had from the government, they can't argue with it. Nobody can argue with the points. In fact, the only people that are arguing with us and telling us that we're wrong are the people that haven't actually looked into what we're fighting. They haven't looked into our evidence. So they assume we're wrong because, well, the government wouldn't do that, apparently.
I think people need to realize we want to be wrong. We wanted to be wrong. We wanted a reasonable explanation. We wanted this to be a mistake. We wanted this to be a typing error. But now that we know it's not, now's the time to change things for good. Our children have suffered long enough. We're failing them in the education system anyway. How often do we fight for additional needs provisions for children?
Yeah.
Pathway to diagnosis, statement, note in lieu, appeals, one-to-one funding. It is ridiculous, right? They're building super schools all over the place. Our kids are going to get lost. They're going to fall through the net. We can't allow that, guys. We have failed the children, right? Since time began. There's no reason for it now. It's 2022. There's so many brilliant people out there. They've written some great policies. Excuse me. They've done some great research. All we've got to do is people have done the work. There's no reason why we couldn't have a brilliant country. This is not brilliant. What they've done, this is built off lies. Okay, it's built off lies. It can't last.
No.
It can't last. It's built off lies. So we need to come along with the truth and our sledgehammers, and we need to smash it to smithereens, because there's no place for this in our country.
Absolutely not. No way.
Do better, Lucia. We can do better, and our kids deserve better. And I am absolutely disgusted that they've had the cheek to barefaced lie to us about our children. That is way below the belt. Way below the belt. This is not a proxy policy now, or an argument over left wing, right wing, a Brexit argument. This is children.
Yeah.
Our children. Everyone's children. How dare they lie? How dare they?
Shocking. People need to be like, where is the uproar? When it comes to
Absolute
children, where is the
disgrace.
uproar?
Disgraceful.
It is. You've actually got to see it to believe it. You've got to see it to believe it.
Well, we live in it, don't we? We live in it.
Yeah, I know. It's shocking. Never ever, like, if this had been a couple of years ago, I would never have believed. I didn't even realize all this stuff was going on worldwide. I cannot believe what's been allowed to go into the schools throughout the world. I'm so disgusted with those who are meant to be
Yeah,
above
look at
us.
how many hands it goes through, right? So it's going through the academics, then it's going to the organisations, then it's going to the policy makers, then it's going to the lawmakers, then it's going to local authority, then it's going into teacher training, then it's going to the teachers, it's going to the board of governors, but it's not going in the parents' hands. It's not allowed to go in the hands of the parents. Not on you and Nelly, mate, on your bike.
On your bike. Get it in. Out.
Honestly, they should have put somebody better in place than what we've got in the Senate. Someone with a bit more tactic, you know?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a joke.
End of the day, it's not happening. We're waiting for a court date. Let's just get this money, guys. We need to raise this money, £100,000, 16 pence per child, to correct their wrongs. And then we can turn our attention to Kirsty Williams, because she needs to answer some questions as well.
Yeah,
she can't get away with this. She can't get away with this.
No. Well, no. In fact, there's a lot of people that we're going to hold responsible for this, because there are a lot of people that you, as well, the public, you should be holding people responsible as well.
Do you know what? And the fact that she's on an under 30 grand a year job now is absolutely sickening. It's wrong. It's wrong. The woman's obviously got no morals.
It's insane. Is she a parent as well, Kim?
Or yeah, she is.
Well, that shocks me even more, you know.
Her kids are out of us, Lucia. Her kids are older teens, and this is how we knew she didn't leave politics, because she reckoned she left for family things, but she's been in politics when her children was young.
Yeah,
you know, it was just a stupid excuse. She's had this education, and now she's landed a nice cushy role. While we are still here fighting for something that she's proud of, for something the Welsh children are banking on her for. That's her words, by the way, guys. The only one
we're banking on that, Kirsty.
One banking, Lucia, is us. We're trying to bank 100 grand to clean up her mess.
Exactly. Yeah, I know, exactly. And
they are banking on you. Thanks, Kirsty.
Yeah, thanks for that. I think everyone should stop paying their tax and pay the fundraiser instead.
Yeah, definitely.
Where's your tax money going, for God's sake? You know, people are always complaining that things aren't done right.
Education's going to cost between 300 and 600 million pounds, and everybody's feeling the pinch right now. If you think this investment in your children is one worthwhile, then who are we to argue otherwise? But I certainly do not think so. No,
absolutely not. I think that money could be well spent elsewhere, couldn't it? Like helping people who are actually on the poverty line. But there we go. The government prefer to spend it on sexualizing children. Disgusting. Yeah. It is disgusting. Really bad. Anyway, ladies,
we've been on long. We're only supposed to be doing half hour. We've been on 55 minutes.
Yeah, we have. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And sorry we haven't done any shout outs. I'm just going to quickly do some shout outs. Hey, Lisa, thank you so much for joining. Lisa Rogers, you're amazing, actually. Oh, Lisa Marie, thank you for joining. What have we got?
Nicola.
Kat. Nicola's on. Hi, Nicola. Hi, Mahoon.
Geraint, Tana, Debbie, Laura Irish, Kira, John.
People. Hi,
John, this is a coincidence. This is brought up now amongst all the other tyrannical agendas. So many different arguments and attempt to misdirect. All roads lead to the same place anyway, John. So, this was put in when everybody was under lockdown. This was passed. This was the only thing that didn't make news. it only made news when they'd removed our parental opt-out. And even though that made news, they denied we'd lost our parental opt-out for quite a long time. So we've been led up the garden path. We've been misled. Lines have been crossed. But you know what? We come in.
Yeah.
We are coming to regain control of our children. And that goes for the children that don't have parents fighting their corner as well. We need to make sure they are looked after. And we're not going to give up until there's a system in place so we know they're all safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we will keep going until we get what we've set out to achieve. So, and with all you guys behind us as well, or with us, shoulder to shoulder, it makes it more, well, it's going to make it achievable. I'm trying to think of the right word.
This is why they saved us till last, because they knew that we'd be the biggest problem. They've been sly. What they've brought in is radical. We are lucky, though. We are lucky that we didn't know about this before. Think about it. If this education had come in without us finding out, I weren't going to hear about it because my boys are older. So, you know, we are lucky. This is an opportunity, and we can change Wales. We can change the whole of the UK. We can change the whole of the UK.
Absolutely, yeah. This is the thing, isn't it? Yes, we are fighting the Welsh government and we're fighting to get it out of Wales. But once we do that, the UK, England, Ireland, Scotland, there's nothing stopping you doing the same.
They sign the same contract on the same day, guys, and we can rip it up on the same day, right?
Absolutely.
Let's get our kids out of this mess.
Yeah. We're going to do this. We are going to do this. And thank you everyone for all your support, all your donations to date, everyone that's been getting involved in fundraiser events. And yeah, I just hope to hope to get more and more people aware of it, because once people are aware of what's really going on, they can't help but support what we're doing, because, you know, this is the right thing to do. Get it out of Wales, get it out of this world.
Yeah, guys, our kids are better. We can't leave a world like this.
No.
It's time to mop up. It's time to mop up the mess.
Exactly.
Right, guys, thank you all for watching. Great again. Really sorry that went on for an hour. We didn't even plan that. So sorry if we went off on a tangent. Great speaking to you all. Don't forget, guys, keep this message going. Keep it pumping out there. See us down the Senedd on the 18th of June. Llandudno the 25th of June. Newport the 30th of June. Let's smash the roof on this campaign.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Thanks, everybody. Speak to you soon.
Good night, everyone.